Hey, AfterBuzzers, welcome back to another after show for Animal Kingdom. Tonight, we're breaking down Forgive Us Our Trespasses, and yes, it got messy, so stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Take me to church, I worship like a dog.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Come on, girls.
Arms up in the air, swaying.
They took us to church.
I was like, you guys, nobody sways.
Nobody sways in church. Hey, they are feeling the spirit, okay?
For real.
And we're about to feel the spirit up in here.
So it's a weird spirit, but yeah,
Exactly. There's a lot of OMG moments, and we're breaking it down for you all right here. What's up, guys? I'm your host, Alina Vision. You can follow me on all social media at Alina Vision. And of course, I'm joined by my beautiful co-host. Go ahead and break it down for them. Where can they find you?
What's up, guys? Leslie Ambriz here. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at In Less Than No Time, and that's less with one S.
Oh.
And hello, everyone. My name is Layla Raad, and you can find me on Instagram at Laylizzle.
Yes, Layla.
that.
I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get into this. And as usual, we're going to have the chat going. So if you're watching us live, feel free to join in. We got a lot to talk about. And if you didn't see last week's episode, we actually had Jennifer Landon on, who plays Amy. And we wish we could have her on again,
Yes,
like this episode, because we have so many questions.
She was
Many.
probably really happy, though, because she must have felt so awkward if she were here today, just answering all of the
having to
questions.
watch it with us.
Answering all of the questions that we do have for her today.
We
Yeah.
have questions. But so go check out that episode because she's awesome. She was a great
was
interviewer.
really
I
funny.
mean,
Yeah,
she's
I love
hilarious. Love
What
her.
up, Jennifer Landon?
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna start out with the OMG moments because there were so many of them. I mean, right off the bat, let's talk about Jay and Smurf.
Gross.
That weird, baby, let me get up behind you gun scene.
That's totally what it was. It's like he was concentrating a lot more when Smurf was all on him.
She was like, control your breath. And did all
Up
these
in the back
and I was just
door.
like,
Yeah.
Can you feel it, baby?
And he hit the target, so
I
clearly
know.
Yeah,
that's
he
what's
was-
gross.
He was feeling it.
He was
feeling something.
feeling it. We didn't get to see a lot of them, I guess, together this episode because, we'll talk about how Smurf was off on her own little adventure. But they're definitely still playing up the whole incest-ish
There's
part.
hints of it still, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It started that way and it ended that way, right?
Yeah, kind of. It
Yeah.
did.
It's escalating a lot more this season.
Yeah. I mean, she's now training him in gunfighting and gun shooting, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Which I think we'll see in coming episodes, obviously, will come in handy for him. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
looks, he looked super badass.
He
behind the
did.
gun. Yeah. I was like, oh, Jay, how you
Hey
doing?
now.
Let me help you out with that.
Well,
Take your
goodbye,
grandma
Craig.
away.
Hello,
Yeah.
Jay.
There you go. I mean,
See, now you understand Nikki.
Huh?
This one over here, first you were all about Craig.
Yeah, but I do. I was talking about it earlier. I do understand Nikki, but we'll talk about that later.
now Nikki's coming around because Jay's getting that badass streak about him. Clearly,
Yeah.
especially in this episode. I think after this episode, she's gonna be all about him.
A badass nerd. Who doesn't want that?
Right?
Yeah.
He's
Nerds
so
are hot.
smart.
Nerds are so
I
hot.
know.
Okay, another OMG moment. Oh,
Which one?
Amy and Pope.
Oh my
Do
gosh.
you see my face, guys? That was
It
my
was
face
like-
the entire thing.
OMG W2F. That's what it was.
I had to take my headphones off.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
OMG.
I
I mean,
couldn't
she
handle
did
it.
say, marriage before sex is, I don't do that anymore, but there's other
But,
things.
yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be that freaky though.
Yeah.
Hey, they got down.
Even the sounds were like more uncomfortable than like a typical. Because usually you can like get through a sex scene. You're just like, oh yeah, whatever.
Right.
That's TV.
Just talking about
But
it, you
this
still feel
was
weird.
this was just. I was like, I can't even listen. Like, I feel uncomfortable. I really feel like I'm invading somebody's space right now. Like,
then
oh
they did
my
their job
gosh.
as actors, right?
Yeah, they
I
did
mean, they
great.
did-
No,
they
the acting was
totally did.
amazing.
Yeah, for
Imagine
sure.
being them and having to do that scene, and you have all these camera people around you. Someone's directing you on where to
Well,
be.
that's actually something that she was talking about when she was here, right? She
Yes.
did talk about a nude scene or
Oh,
something.
maybe that was it.
Where I was confused because it was like, we didn't see you nude yet, but that explains it. She
right.
did say that it was
Yeah.
super awkward, but he made her feel comfortable.
Maybe that was the scene that she was
Yeah.
talking about. Oh, wow.
Most likely.
Most
yeah.
likely. I liked the way that they shot it, though, because it was all silhouettes. You could
Totally.
barely see them. I thought that was really, whoever directed that scene, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it was-
I agree.
I wonder if it was Emmy Rossum again directing.
So I
this
didn't look it up
episode.
beforehand, but yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
Look it
Hold
up.
on.
Yeah,
That's what
please
phones
do.
are for, internet access. Here we go.
Does it make you wonder if that's exactly what this is so gross, but if every like born again Christian churchgoer has sex?
I don't know.
I want to say
I
no.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say no.
I don't know. Is that
Well,
what
I mean,
she
they
considers?
weren't having sex, so and they weren't touching each other.
I know, but
so
it just makes you wonder.
I grew up in church, and I can honestly tell you no.
Well, I did, dude. I went to a Christian college, and I started thinking about that. I was like, that's weird.
From friends who have talked to me about experiences they've had, I'm gonna go with no.
who knows?
And
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
hope that was right, because if not, I don't want to know what y'all freaky doing behind. No, just don't tell me, please.
All right, getting back to another OMG moment that we saw.
Which one?
Jay's leg.
Ugh.
It was OMG in the fact that it was very grotesque. But he sold it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
we
he
all
really-
felt it.
We all felt it. Like we were
Yes.
cringing.
Yes.
We were, we felt that pain with
Yeah.
him. So bravo.
That was a great
If
scene.
that's if
was.
Just with
anything for
Darren
this
holding him
episode,
back.
yeah. If anything, like it was super uncomfortable so many times. It's over having OMG
Yeah.
moments, but bravo, man, to the
Yeah.
cast and the crew.
Because they made us really feel like we were there watching it. We believed it. We bought it. And I can't wait to see more of that. I love these episodes where they just get into the action.
I agree.
Because that's what like really drives the
Yeah.
show forward. Yeah.
And it makes you believe that's what acting really is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, they did a
exactly.
great job. Their acting skills
find
were
it.
on
point today. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I thought it was interesting that the title for this episode is Forgive Us for Our Trespasses. And obviously it was because of the whole church situation. But there are, I felt, little hints of church outside of it. Like, did you notice how when Smurf was packing up Darren's room, there was a little lamb that, I think it was a lamb that she packed
when
up.
in the
yeah, in the
box.
box.
You're right.
Yeah.
I briefly saw that.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting as like a biblical reference.
That's a
now,
good one.
I went to Catholic
Yeah,
school.
I didn't even think
I went to Catholic school, but I can't remember the whole story about that. But like, I think it was Jesus and the Lamb, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
follow
yeah.
me.
And,
You're right.
This is so
No,
bad.
you're on
I
it.
know.
This
You're
is
on
so
it.
bad
You're
right
on it.
now.
Mom, Dad, I'm
Next
so
subject.
sorry.
I know.
You spent
Tell me
all
about
that
it.
tuition for
No, you got it.
Did
You
not
got it.
learn.
No, the Jesus is the shepherd.
And
The
lambs
sheep will follow
follow.
him. Yeah.
right.
Or can it just mean that he's the baby?
right. Well,
of
that
the
was
group, you
obviously
know?
his baby toy, but I
Yeah.
just thought that was interesting how it was specifically, I think, a lamb. That caught my eye. Definitely.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
would think it had to. I feel
Yeah.
like especially just with John Wells, like everything he does there's a reason behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember even last season when we had Christina Ochoa come on.
Right.
She was telling us like
Ren,
nothing.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ren. She was like, nothing is an accident that you see on this show. Like every glance, like every prop, she's like everything is so specific. So I want to say that yeah, you caught that well.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you know,
I could be wrong, but I'm gonna
keeping
keep
my eyes
I know,
peeled.
helping you out there.
Keeping my eyes peeled for you people. Let's see. Where should we start off? Let's start off with Baz.
Okay.
Because he had kind of a shorter storyline with Lucy. And we see Lucy's back. You know.
Her accent's also back.
Yes. Yes. The accent is back. We love her. Super beautiful. Baz gives her the money for the bracelet, right? That he was supposed to sell. And we come to find out that their new fence, right? Am I using that term correctly? I think I am.
Yeah. We got it.
She actually paid honestly because, you know, she's new and wants the job.
Totally.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing for
Yeah.
them. So, of course, he's I don't know. Do you think he's gonna like respect her a little more? Like really, like kiss her ass or?
Maybe.
Not that he needs to, but because she's so honest.
Right. I mean, he did say at the beginning that at the beginning they're always honest, and then they start getting a little shady. So.
Like the men.
Maybe that was like a foreshadow, like men in general.
Yeah.
Start out on right, like Pope. Or actually, Pope didn't start out honest.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Pope's always been.
But people that see him in the church,
Right,
now.
they think.
They would think he's honest.
They think he's honest.
he's starting
Except no
off
one
fresh.
talks to him in that Bible study. Come
Weird,
on, yo.
right?
Yeah.
Nobody was talking to him.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that scene a little bit later. Baz, I was really happy that he did take the role that he did in the heist. Like, he did the grunt work.
Yeah, me
which,
too.
Yeah, normally that's Darren and Craig.
Yeah.
And didn't fail.
Yeah.
Which was great because
He
I know I
followed through for
predicted last
sure.
time he would fail. So
That's true.
I was like, you know what? I'm glad my prediction was wrong because I was so stressed out.
That's
y'all.
true.
I was stressed out during this episode because it felt like so many times, so many things were going wrong. I mean, it was just messy. You know what? Let's talk about the heist.
Yeah.
Let's just get there. Why put it off?
Oh,
Well, that was
Let's do
another big OMG.
Yeah.
That heist.
The
itself.
heist.
It
Yeah.
was so over dramatic. I mean, it was necessary, but just the fact that they had to. I guess what
It was
did
a
you
lot
guys
of
know?
work.
What was that white foam? We guessed. I know it might be like a soundproofing thing. Does anybody
what
in the
it
live
seems
chat know what that was?
to be like at first I thought they were gonna set it on fire. I thought they were gonna
Right,
get the
that's
cash
what I
and then
thought.
set it on fire and then the ambulance and the firemen were gonna come just to kind of like take eyes away from them and then
them,
that's what I
yeah.
thought.
Right.
But I mean from
I
what
think
it
looked
looked
like
like
a soundproofing
soundproof
thing. Right.
stucco
Kind
or
of
soundproof,
installation.
I guess.
I mean,
Possibly.
yeah.
However, that makes sense though if you guys think about it. Whenever they're installing like I don't do this for a living, right? But whenever they have the things, the metal things,
The frame,
what are they
like
called?
framework, like when you're installing installation in a house. Is that what you're talking about?
Like
yeah,
the
and they
foam
do
spray,
spray it so that
yes.
it's not as loud.
Oh, maybe
as loud,
that
and
is
it keeps in the
then.
heat or the
Have
coolness.
you seen that?
right?
Like behind the
No.
fridge,
Yeah.
you see this like nasty like.
Oh, I watch way
the-
too much HGTV. I've seen.
That's funny. So
Yes.
that makes sense now,
Yes,
right?
it does.
Now you know why it looks so ugly.
It does.
It's for a purpose. Everything's got a purpose.
Everything's
There
got
you
a
go,
purpose.
yeah.
There's a reason for everything.
Yeah,
Back again.
I was
Yeah.
worried that like they didn't have this all thought out clearly enough because we didn't get a lot of scenes of them planning. It kind of seemed
True.
haphazard, thrown together. People were going out, people were coming in. I mean, I thought this was going to be a mess from the beginning, and it did turn out to be a mess, but they pulled it together.
Totally.
Yeah.
They definitely. I mean, they left a lot of loose strings,
A lot of loose
like they
strings.
always do.
Yeah.
Now, what did you guys think? What was your first initial reaction when Jay's leg got caught on on that
my
vent?
gosh. At first, I didn't. Oh, go ahead. You
No,
were gonna
no,
talk.
that's okay. I was just gonna say because we kept looking at each other for a sec when you when you notice like a piece of the vent was like sticking
Right.
up. So at first we're just kind of like, what is that? Like, why do they keep going back to that scene or that particular little whatever it
pokey
was?
thing?
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
And now it makes sense. And just with Baz pulling him out was another cringeworthy moment.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had no
Hearing it,
choice.
uh-uh.
It was
No
like,
choice.
dude, hurry up. We got a heist.
My initial
finish.
thought,
pull his poor leg off of him.
I was just like, there's DNA everywhere now. And how do you not know if you're in the system or not? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like schools put people in the I don't know. I remember taking like,
You have to like submit stuff to your schools,
Right.
don't you? Before
Yeah.
like, the year starts, like, oh, I went to the
Swabs.
doctor.
swabs and
everything.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
I feel like everyone at this point is kind of in the system.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm sure they're gonna check the vents like after they clean up all that mess that they made, and then they see all this dried blood up there.
Yeah, his DNA, he's like now clearly part of it. He's part of the
For
crime
sure.
family. He's left his DNA
He
somewhere.
can't go to urgent care.
no.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He really can't do anything. I mean, you can't mess up now because you'll be now tied to this crime, and
Yeah.
your DNA is the only one there.
Which reminds me of your point that you were talking about earlier about them not having.
Oh yeah,
A
I was
doctor.
okay. Thank you. I totally forgot about that. But earlier I was saying, what would I do without you, Layla? I was saying, like, why don't they have an on-call doctor that they've paid off? I feel like at this point we've had in the past season, Craig is over here, you know, dying in the corner on the
Right.
table after I think he got shot. Right? Was the last season?
Yeah, I think it was
Something
Right.
where he was injured, and then now we have Jay. Like, at this point, come on, guys. Either
Yeah.
drive him to Tijuana like they did to Craig, or
that's
right.
true.
Yeah.
like, I don't know why Jay has
That's
to suffer. I'm
true.
like, is this a like initiation thing?
like he needs antibiotics and some
That's super
meds.
infected.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
infected.
Who knows what was up in that vent? It's in his like body, in his bloodstream now, and
Yeah.
my weird nerdy
This
mental
is
side is coming
no
out.
time to
but-
get like gangrene or anything.
No.
That's
I
where
feel like-
Nurse Nikki comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was already ready pouring the I forgot what it's called, but
Hydrogen
Hydrogen
peroxide,
peroxide,
which
hydrogen
stings.
peroxide on him. Yeah.
If you have a cut, for sure.
And it's like it was a
Sizzles.
deep open wound too.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Orlando Williams up in the live chat. He says that was foam installation. yeah.
Perfect. Thanks,
Yep.
Orlando.
That's what we
We
figured.
eventually got
We
down
eventually-
to that,
Your,
yeah. Thanks,
your
Orlando.
HDTV and
Yeah.
Exactly.
Experience.
We're able to put it together. Yeah. I was surprised that they used duct tape, poor thing, to put it his leg.
At that point, it's like,
Yeah,
anything.
what are you gonna- yeah.
Isn't it funny
Plus,
though?
they
Like,
take it
oh,
out.
what a coincidence! Duct tape would work just fine. That's like the only thing that would have worked for the cut or the
That's it.
wound.
I'm sure there was a first aid kit in the storage room if they would have just looked for it.
know.
No time. No time.
Oh my
Gotta
God.
get
But
this.
there were shirts in the boxes. You
Yeah, they could have
you know,
wrapped a
but
shirt around it.
However, how is he going to run and continue doing
No
all
one's
that? So I
thinking
guess-
about that
yeah,
though.
Yeah.
It was just one of those like Baz is
Put it
like you're
together.
inconveniencing me.
Yeah.
Fix it and let's get back to this.
That's pretty much what
Which
it
how
was.
much exactly was in the safe again? I couldn't remember. throughout the
Over
episode.
300,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
I think
said they
it was
made
300.
355,
Right.
right? At the sermon or the ministry or
Right.
Bible study or
These
whatever. it was.
boys go big or go home. Man.
They went big or went
Yeah.
home, but I mean, now there's not going to be a hospital in Angola, I think it was. They were
Yeah.
going. That scene in the church where they're, hands up in the air, and the pastor's so excited about
I
saying
know.
how much they've raised, and the youth groups come in. I was just like, oh, this is so sacrilege.
Didn't you put yourself in that
know?
church? And it's almost
Yeah.
like you felt like you were there, and then you could just totally empathize throughout that entire scene of church, going to church. We all talked about growing up
Right.
in church or
Yeah.
whatever,
Right.
right? And then you just kind of feel a type of way. Because then all of these negative things are coming from the church, and it's like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad now.
Yeah.
Like usually it's like we're having fun and kind of cheering for them in their heists, but this one was just kind of
went too
hard,
far.
you know?
This is-
Yeah, this is a whole
I mean, I don't know if
other
that's how
level.
everyone else felt, you know, but I
No,
don't know.
I've definitely felt the same way because usually, like you said, we are rooting for them. We're like, yeah,
Because they're
like,
fun, like
good,
the yacht idea
right.
or whatever, little bank thing here and there. It's like, whatever, it doesn't affect me.
You're
you
like,
know?
oh,
But this
someone
is just
got
like,
shot. Yeah.
"Aw."
Don't do the church.
And then Pope and Amy, like, I don't know. I'm starting to think,
Yeah.
like, was he leading her on or
I guess we'll find out that next episode.
was he acting
yeah.
weird
I don't
because he
know.
does feel something for her, or is he just kind of?
I mean,
like,
she was his alibi. That was definitely very, very clear. But I think, like what Jen said last time she was here, he's able to compartmentalize.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I honestly do think he does like her a lot.
Yeah.
And I think he's compartmentalizing very well.
I want to believe
I
that I'm
say.
still having like second thoughts
about it.
No,
I want to
I might
believe
join
that.
over to your team. Of maybe,
Yeah.
maybe Pope is not going to have a redemption season after all.
You don't think? What about that scene where he actually hears her finding out the news? Do you think that was him thinking, oh, I'm happy that it went down because he wasn't able to answer his phone?
Yeah.
Or was it like, oh, now I have to, I feel kind of bad? What do you guys
I
think?
don't know because the way they shot it,
His face,
he
right?
Yeah.
His reaction.
it went back to like really creepy,
Like the
intense
Grinch?
Pope. Yeah. Like this very dark, very. There was nothing about the shot that was like forgiving or made me want to empathize with him or made me want to feel bad for him because now he was going to be in this situation. I was like, dang, he's going back to his old ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it just me? Am I just imagining it? Remember that scene 2 episodes ago, maybe, when they were at the bar and Smurf was celebrating, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
She's talking and then it kind of went silent.
Right.
Is that what happened? it was really fast. But is that what happened when they called Amy to let her know about it, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, no!" And then they kind of shot Pope and his reaction. No, was it
No,
just
I don't
me?
think
No,
so.
not as
Yeah.
not as
Yeah.
intense or dramatic. as
Maybe
that one.
maybe my brain was really dramatic about it. But
You
I
were
just
really
pictured
into it.
but I just pictured Pope like the Grinch for real. Like that little smirk, like creepy, like job is
He
done.
has that
Money in the
look.
He
bank.
does.
Yeah.
He does have that look. I think I'm with you guys on that one. I think he was actually relieved that because he wasn't able to answer his phone, but now he
Right.
knows it went down.
Maybe after that weird scene, he was like, "Oh, this chicken is weird. I'm getting out of here."
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Pope's into it.
I don't know.
I kind of think it meshes with his whole
his weird personality.
That's
because remember
his
at the
issue
strip
with like
club,
sex.
right?
Yeah,
he didn't
that's
want to have
true.
sex
Yeah,
with the
it's
stripper.
true.
Exactly. So I think this might be a fit
He
for
finally
him.
found
That's
the woman.
true.
Yeah,
no, that's so
I
true.
think this might be a fit for him.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Calling it now.
I wish not, but it.
Wait, what about that scene before the awkward sex sex scene?
Right. Yeah.
When Amy told Pope that she was gonna reward him.
Yeah.
What did you guys think when she said that? Did you automatically think sex?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I love how quick Pope was to use that as a means to stay in that room when the other two ladies weren't leaving, like just
Yeah.
to make sure.
Yeah.
And he can kind of use that creepiness and awkwardness to his advantage in some, situations
yeah.
just like that. But yeah, I totally thought, oh,
I started
she's gonna,
I was like, oh wait.
yeah.
She's a church though.
I started thinking because she's a church girl, right? I was giving her the benefit of the doubt. So when they started talking about, so where do you want to go to dinner? And she's like, well, I was thinking about takeout. I thought that takeout was the reward.
Oh.
I was like, there's no way this church girl's gonna give him some
she
noodles,
did.
maybe.
She didn't
some
get-
takeout
she
Had a
didn't.
pass too.
She didn't give him any.
I
mean,
know,
but
I'm just saying.
No, they just
gave her
watched
the
each
benefit.
other.
they
of the
watched
doubt.
each other. Hey, whatever floats your boat, okay? Okay.
In the animal kingdom, all goes.
Exactly. It is the animal kingdom. All right. Let's talk about Craig because he wasn't in the heist. And that was eating away at him. He was trying to prove a point to his brothers, like,
Yeah,
oh, you need me.
I get it. Uh-huh.
You need me. I love the fact that Nikki told him what's up.
Yeah.
Right? Me
Yeah.
too.
I liked her at that point. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah, you know what I was feeling? I felt like Craig was the old Nikki. We've been talking about Nikki so much,
Right.
like, hey, Nikki's stupid, you need to leave. Craig was annoying me, and the fact that Nikki stepped up to him, I was like, whoa, you tell him, Nikki.
And even Craig said, "Oh, you're starting to act like Smurf." Or hold on, let me get the
Or
exact
Smurf's
quote.
getting to you.
Smurf's
Smurf
getting
got
to
to
you.
you.
Well, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Smurf did give her some advice. Now, do you
She
think
did.
she's actually acting on it?
I
Oh,
totally
yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
She's about to get her own gun.
She's trying to get
Yeah.
both Craig and Jay in the palm of her hand right now, and she's doing a real good job of it too.
See, I think she's slowly switching over or back to
To Jay.
Back to
Jay.
Jay?
Yeah, I
Starting
think
to
she
realize,
is.
like, what really matters in a boy or a man.
Badass nerd.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. I think
Yeah.
now that she, Jay's got a little bit of bad boy streak about him. Craig, she knows, is probably off banging other girls and
doing blow.
doing a whole bunch of blow. I think she's starting to feel like, oh, Jay's probably
Smart
got
and badass.
right. Exactly. Yeah.
They could take over the world.
You can trust Jay, I'd say, a little bit more than
Yeah.
Craig.
Yeah.
So
Craig would leave you out to dry. Jay, true homie right there.
That's funny.
Leslie said it here first. True homie.
There you go.
Hey, what's up? Kosi is up in the chat. I think
Kosi.
she's going back to Jay too.
too.
Yeah, she is. I think she's going back to Jay. Go ahead.
It's probably a prediction, but I was going to ask. I'll just ask.
Okay.
Well, do you think that Jay's going to give her a second shot? Because Jay's the one that broke up with her in the beginning, right? So Nikki was the one that was like rebelling and like, fine, you don't want me, I'll go with your brother.
That's true.
So
He
I'm
broke
starting to
up with
think,
her,
like,
but it
like
wasn't
Kosi said, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, I think Jay, I think she's going back to Jay too.
Right.
So we do see that. We're talking about that, and they agree. But do you think Jay is gonna take her back? Like, do you think he's like No, grossed out.
I think
you
he's
guys
don't
my
think so.
brother.
open to taking her back sexually, and that's probably about it.
Yeah, I think
think
he's
so?
too smart to take her
Yeah,
back.
like they'll probably
completely.
just have a few scenes together, and
Yeah.
but it's gonna be like the no strings attached kind of deal.
Right, yeah.
Nikki's
Cozy
used
also
to.
says, and Truth Finn is much hotter this season.
Uh-huh.
He grew up a little bit.
I agree.
For sure. Getting back to Craig, he almost messes up the entire heist by showing up.
He's such a dork.
I mean, that's what happens when you're
Yeah,
completely
he's
high on
on
coke
one
and
for
drunk
sure.
and just not thinking straight.
Yeah.
I was so scared he was gonna crash his motorcycle in a more detrimental way than what actually happened at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, me too.
That was
I thought
an
it was going to land
OMG.
into the bonfire.
Yes.
I was like, that's what you get for being dumb.
That
I
would
was
be
glad
the
he
end.
landed in the
coked
sand
out.
pit rather than being hit by a car
Yeah.
or something, because that I thought was going to happen. That was another OMG moment.
Even the
That was
way
hard to
he
watch.
was just in the sand was just, wow, this is very Craig.
Yeah.
He would be passed out on the beach.
So now that it was the police that came and found him, right?
The beach lifeguards or whatever.
I think.
That's what I thought.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe
I saw
we'll-
that little dirt cart.
I saw sirens, I believe.
We'd have to
beach
go
police.
rewind it
Beach
and
police.
watch-
There are
watch
beach
that.
police.
They yell at
Yeah.
you when it's late to
They
get
tell
off
me
the
to
beach.
come take my dog off the beach.
Do you guys remember that show? I don't mean to get off the topic, but we are on the topic of
Right.
beach police. Do you remember that show? It was kind of like Girls Gone Wild,
No.
but
There
it
was a show called Beach Police?
It was called Beach Police, and it was all the wild, stupid things that people would do, and so on the beach.
Uh-huh.
And that's when the police needed to step in and like give people tickets.
That
and
sounds
stuff.
like
you don't
that
remember
like cop show.
show.
Yeah.
cop show?
What?
No, the main,
Oh, like
the
cops.
main
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, dang,
Like
girl.
the original cop show.
Yeah.
but there used to be another show called Beach Police.
Like a
And it was
spin-off?
just, I guess, it was just what went on the beach.
It sounds like
People
an
getting
MTV
drunk.
show, was it?
It probably was.
It
most
sounds
likely.
like one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you guys are listening, watching,
Let us know.
let me know I'm not crazy. Maybe it was a show I wanted to create.
Yeah,
at one
you're
point.
like beach police.
Maybe.
That's a seller.
All right.
Anyway, sorry.
Ooh, it's all good. We get off topic sometime. No problem. Let's talk about Smurf.
Oh yes,
Because she's
all by herself this episode.
all by herself, up in a heap of trouble. She gets abducted by the same van. Yes, the same van we saw last episode rolling up on her at
at
a
night.
stoplight,
Uh-huh.
right? At night. Sure enough, pulls up, grabs her, takes her. I love her sass in the van. I just love her.
She's the best.
She's funny.
Yes.
Yeah, she's really good.
just like, oh, tell me when we get there. It leans
Yep.
back and lays down.
She's so
like she's
badass.
fearless.
Yeah.
That's what she is. She's fearless.
She has that type of confidence
Yeah.
that even in a sticky situation like that, she knows where she's going. She knows who picked her up. She knows it's Javi.
Yeah.
And she probably knows what's it about, too.
Money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's the reason why nothing phases her. Because at the end of the day, it's always about money. And
Right.
for her, it's like,
yeah.
what do you want? Jewels, watches, gems.
She's like,
Cash.
I got him.
I
Yeah,
got
I
it.
got 'em. I
Yeah.
got this. But this time it seems like it's a little bit more than money. Because we come to find out that Javi actually thinks that Smurf killed his dad.
Yeah.
So now we get a little bit of motivation behind his anger
Yeah.
and emo-ness.
Yeah.
He's like the emo character.
Yeah.
Of
Wait,
the
do we
season.
know who his dad is? Because it wasn't Manny, right?
No, I don't think it was.
Who's
No, it
his
wasn't
dad?
Manny. I think it was somebody that was running a job. What was it,
It was
called?
someone that worked with.
Community South job
Yeah.
with
Oh, yeah.
Smurf. So
We haven't gotten any.
we haven't gotten
Okay.
any
Just
more
making sure I'm not
information
missing
about
something.
that
I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
get a flashback.
or something.
It has to
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Something's gonna happen. I think next episode because Homegirl's got one day to pull up $300,000 and give that to Javi.
Do you think it's a coincidence?
Okay, predictions.
You know where I'm going with this.
We're
Okay.
gonna save that for predictions. Save that for predictions. Put a pin in it.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna shut up. I just thought of that.
I'll give that.
Either I'm slow
I thought about
or
that too.
okay. All right.
Yeah, so she has a day to get the $300K, and they just leave her out in the middle of nowhere. No cash. I thought they took her phone at first until we actually saw her call all the boys in
I guess
church.
they kind of like her.
Right, I know.
Like,
At least
find
they
your
gave
own
her a
help.
phone.
Yeah.
Which is like, why didn't she get an Uber or anything?
Are there Ubers all the way
I don't
out
know.
there,
Just like
though?
she could have called
No,
a
you're
taxi
right.
cab. I mean, she was able to call Jay.
Oh, you're
and
right.
Baz and yeah,
So she had service.
she had service.
Yeah.
TV life.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Just
It
saying.
added to the drama.
Let's see. Kosi says, "I hope Jay finds someone else. Nikki sucks."
Thought that too until this
Yeah.
episode.
Nikki, the old school teacher, yeah, not the best.
Oh no.
Yeah, not the best. So do you guys think that Smurf is going to be able... No, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into all of that.
We're putting that on pause.
We're putting that on pause. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see where Smurf's relation to Javi's father is.
Yeah.
I really want to know what this whole Manny situation is, because it really seems to be something that's holding a cloud over her head.
Yep. Especially the tapes.
And
We
the
haven't heard a
tapes,
single
too,
tape.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right? So
No, we haven't.
But if she said that he's just like blabbering on, that it doesn't really make sense. I
She's
feel
saying whatever he said,
Yeah,
that
like
means
whatever
he
he
was on
said
drugs.
is
Yeah.
gibberish. What's the big deal if it gets to the cops? They could just pass it as that, you know, be like, oh, he was really crazy, like towards the end of his life, he made up all these stories.
But if stuff
That's it.
starts checking out, like maybe there's something on those tapes that would pin her and stuff would just start checking out. So that would, you know, put her in a sticky situation.
Maybe.
Definitely. But we'll see.
I know.
Let's see. Am I forgetting anything? There was so much. So much happens.
What about I couldn't stop thinking about this. The the whole church heist, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I started thinking that they brought these drills to drill through the safe. I didn't think that they were gonna take out the entire safe
feel
like
like
a
that would've
coffin
been-
from the dead.
Right. Yeah.
And then I just thought it was this huge production.
They had
rather
levies,
than like
pulleys, levies.
Yeah.
I think your
yeah.
idea would have been easier. Just
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like all
Drilling
this
through the
time that
safe.
Smurf is there, like or
I
not
don't think
Smurf,
you
Pope
can drill
at the
through
church.
Those. No,
But I'm saying
they
like the
drilled through
time that Pope
concrete.
was
That's
at
true.
church, he would have found the safe combination at some point, or all this time that they've been spending at the church. I just
yeah, he
thought,
could have been like, I'll be the security guard or something.
Yeah.
Oh, but then no, because this new guy comes in as security, and then the money is gone.
Yeah.
That ties back to him.
Or they could have worn a mask. I was thinking they have no problem using guns to threaten people, so they could have jumped out
Look
of the
at you
thing.
writing your fan fiction.
I just feel like they could have worn a mask, hopped out of the thing, gone to the priest, threatened him to give him just like bank robbers do.
But then what fun would this episode
I wouldn't
be?
have been as. I would have been
All right.
hyperventilating in the corner.
Yeah,
I know.
We would have thought, because
I'm
we
just
think
thinking would've.
logically. Just
easiest.
exactly.
I know.
But they're the Cody boys.
They do the
They
most.
don't think
I know,
blood.
I
They
know.
really
They're so extra.
They give us
They're
a
so
show.
extra, and that's
Yeah.
why we love him.
I know. It's true. It's true.
We love the extraness. One thing, getting back to Pope, I love that Amy said that he has an apostle spirit. I thought that was interesting. That was another reference back to the whole forgive us our
even
trespasses.
connected to his name. Like,
Yeah. This whole heist is very interesting. Pope.
Do you think
Like
they
it's got
knew
a deeper
this,
meaning.
Yeah.
Like
than we
last
think.
season when they created this character? Like this is a storyline they kind of had just sitting there.
I don't
waiting.
know. That would be,
Hey writers,
I
if you're
know,
watching.
good question for the writers. That'd be interesting.
So I'm just starting to think, where did Pope's name even come from then?
I don't know.
We don't know that yet, right?
I don't know if
I
we
don't
found
think
that
we
out.
were
No,
told,
we don't
no.
know.
So it makes you wonder if this is like a super crucial episode in the season. Church, Pope,
Figure it out.
redemption.
It
Maybe
is
Amy's
random
last name is
to one.
Redemption. I There's a lot to learn.
Oh my
There
gosh.
is. I
But
don't
this
know.
episode was very meaningful.
It was.
It made sense, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to see what comes in this following episode. Definitely.
It will.
Okay. I think that wraps up this episode. I'm looking at my notes. They were all over because this episode was so OMG. I just could not. So let's get into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
predictions.
Layla, you've been waiting. Go.
So, my prediction is that even though Smurf was out of this job, she's still going to be a part of it because the church money that they just robbed is going to go to her.
How do you think she'll convince
She
them?
somehow owes Manny 300 and something cash.
All right.
They just got 300 and something cash from the church. While they're out there celebrating, so is she mentally because she's going to get it back.
Yeah.
That's
She
my
doesn't
prediction.
know yet, though.
No, but that's my prediction.
Got it, okay.
She's going to get that money.
Okay. Okay.
At the end of the day, they still feed her.
Oh, I like that. No,
That's what I think.
maybe she could even like get Jay to tell her, or Nikki knows about a job that's happening. Nikki
Yeah.
could find out more information.
But that's my prediction.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
money is still going to go to Smurf, even though she's not part of it. She still is.
I feel like you're gonna be right. It
do
just
you
it
think?
kind
Yeah.
of like it all
It makes
lines up.
sense,
Yeah,
right?
it lines
It
up
does.
perfectly. I think they're gonna get caught
Who?
with the cops, the guys, because the cop in the church saw Darren and saw what happened with the car accident. So I feel like they're gonna try to figure out who that
Oh,
car
right.
was that started it. Probably go back through footage, see who the guy.
For like Animal Kingdom fans.
Yeah,
tweets
no,
or
I was
something.
honestly taking notes.
Yeah. So that's what happened when
Okay, I
they
missed
were
that scene.
trying to crush the safe open.
They crushed the
They
truck
also
in that
crushed
process.
the truck. So there's no evidence yet.
Well, I still
other
think
than the DNA.
anytime there's like a little hint towards something,
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna get caught one way or another.
Uh-huh.
If it's Jay's leg or something, there's no way these boys are getting out of this heist clean.
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to
Alina, what do you
piggyback on yours because I actually wrote that down. I was like,
Before you forgot? Yeah.
yeah, I think I think Smurf is going to ask the boys. And now the boys are going to be in that position of power. Like, I don't know. Do we want to give you this?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Do you think it could bring them all back together or drive them even further apart?
Oh, I don't know. I think deep down, I think they'll give it to her. I think she's gonna probably have to jump through some hoops with them. But I don't know. We'll see. I just
Or
think
leave some collateral.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we know what the most amount of money is that they've ever stolen in their
I know it was like
animal?
Terry.
Camp
heist.
Pendleton?
Yeah, Camp Pendleton.
600K?
heist. I think so.
Okay.
It was a big.
I don't
It was a
amount.
big
remember.
one.
Yeah.
Right, it was. What I think, piggybacking on yours, Miss Leslie,
yes.
I think Craig is somehow going to be found out. There's got to be footage of him coming into the parking lot prior to.
there you go. There's
And
the
now that the
connection.
cops, find him.
Such a killer.
Exactly. It's like, ooh, you just are going to mess this up for everyone, I think.
They think it's a one-man
Yeah.
job. The levee, the foam installation, and everything.
Yeah, but I just think they're going to figure out, oh, that was a distraction, the car accident, to get us not looking at the cameras.
Yeah.
And I think it's all just going to... Now, whether they actually ID him, I don't know, but I think it's
Right.
going to bring more attention towards
Because
them.
they even got out of the car and had like a mini fight, like in the parking lot. There has to
Exactly.
be footage of that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
What do you-
lot of action, as always. Like, just when you think, like, I can't get any better.
Yeah, it always
Never
does.
cease to amaze us.
And we saw a little bit of the previews for next week's episode, and it looks like Jay and Smurf are going to be followed by some of Javi's guys. I mean, she did give
I
him...
missed that.
Yeah, she did give him the gun and literally said, hold on, I wrote it down somewhere.
Oh.
Once you decide to shoot, keep shooting. He's like, what? Like, he just woke up. Why are you telling me that? Like, what's going on?
So she's referring to...
Right, if people come in the house or wherever we are, like, you got to have your gun on you. You just got to keep shooting. So
Keep shooting, baby.
yeah, baby, as she saunters.
And I'll give you a reward.
Goodness.
No more rewards, please.
I think we're also gonna see more of the relationship next episode between her and Jay.
Yeah.
Because I think she's gonna really need Jay's help to try to get that money.
Oh, it's gonna be a weird love triangle: Smurf, Jay, and Nikki.
Oh Lord.
Oh, I know. Ooh.
Oh Lord. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. He's gonna get locked up somehow. Oh yeah, Craig. That was from Cody. Orlando says he's such a loser. Yeah, he needs to get it together. And see slew up. I like that. Pope's
is.
facial expressions were the best part of the episode. Yeah, I mean, he really did a good job with the facial expressions, whether it was in church or whether it was in that scene,
The last scene, yeah.
or the I mean.
He's
Hey,
just good,
bought,
man.
sold.
He's John Haddison.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's really good. The whole cast is amazing. Love it. All right, well, let's see. I guess that wraps up this episode. So where can the
Yay.
good people find you guys?
You guys can find me, Leslie Ambriz, on Twitter and Instagram at In Less Than No Time. Hit me up, guys, with comments, questions about the show. I'll be sure to answer.
And I can be found on Instagram at Laylizzle. You can add me, DM me, whatever you
Hey,
want.
slide up in the DMs.
Down in the DM.
It goes down in the DMs. And I'm Alina Vision. You guys can follow me on all social media at Alina Vision, and that's Vision with 2 S's. Be sure if you're watching this on YouTube to like and comment below. We love reading your guys' comments. There were some great comments there last week.
Yeah, guys.
And if you're listening to us on iTunes, go ahead and, rate us. We like those ratings. And until next week, we'll see you later. Same place, same time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.